Welcome back everyone, I'm Craven and this is Daybreak, and we doom around in Edith and we are almost done, and all we have left to do then is our 4 SPG and all of our free time. So let's not just sit around and let's get started, shall we? Well, I'm happy that the culprits behind the Grail tragedy are out of the picture now, and the state of emergency was lifted, but it won't bring them back. It's hard to accept that we'll never get another delivery from Grail. We usually order a huge amount of extra produce right before the festival. This won't be the first year we won't. It's a painful reminder that they're really gone.
I'm proud of all my wares.
Yeah, I can imagine so. Ooh, honey glazed pretzel. I want that.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you for visiting the Weston department store. Our stores have a wide variety of fine goods.
Well, hello. It's nice seeing you all here. Busy as always, huh? Well, it looks like our mafia troubles are pretty much all over, so we get to enjoy the festival fully here on. Hey, don't think it's gonna be that easy, and there's gonna be consequences for it. Hey, don't like it myself. Even Heyuhey is getting in on the cleanup. Hey, bet that the big shots of the underworld do something useful than hinder everything. I'll take Heyuhey being a little shady a million times over any genuine threats going on. Don't think I'm a big fan of Heyuhey or anything, but I'd rather take this than them doing anything that might threaten us. The Revolution Festival is right around the corner. Here's hoping things will remain this calm for the rest of the year. Hey, don't get me wrong, I hope it too, but I seriously doubt it.
I hope I see you again.
I'm sure you will.
We hope you enjoy shopping with us.
Oh, hey Van, gang. Heard you guys had a little hand in all that oration business. What a hodgepodge of eagle organizations coming out of the woodwork it was. Marduk, Zect Arms, just to name a few. Hey, as long as it involves weapons, I can count on you to know what's going on. Saves me having to explain things, I guess. Yeah, I know what's up. The underworld should hopefully calm down a little with Armada out of the picture. Good comeuppance to those asshats for what they did to Kaina. How have you been since the incident, Kaina? Honestly, I don't think it's even dawned on me yet. It's like my head's not caught up with the fact that everyone is just gone. Yeah, the idea of Grail being obliterated, it's a hard thing to grasp mentally. The fact that so many people will not be there anymore, people she knew. I couldn't thank Sylvie enough for taking care of me, and I've been keeping busy working, so at least there's that. I can't forget about the devastating tragedy that struck my village just yet, but I guess I'm starting to heal, if only a little. Hey, no need to rush feeling better though. You've got time, and I'll take care of you all throughout. Hang in there, both yourself and for that kid. I will. Lashkar is still so shaken up about everything. I have to be there for him. Even with the church taking care of him, I'm the only one that really knows what he's going through. Yeah, because you two are few of the people that actually came from there and survived. You're right, I wish things were better. Hey, I'll be sure to keep this squirt in mind.
Thank you for visiting the Weston department store.
I've been checking up on Lashkar every day. He's still pretty out of it. I can't blame him for it. He and Annie were so close after all. The least I can do is offer my support.
We hope you enjoy shopping with us.
Don't worry about Kaina, I'll take care of her. I'll keep her up with her training. She's my apprentice after all, and I don't do things by halves.
You got a permit, yeah?
Yes. These are still all old stuff. Is it actually Grand Blade Plus that I'm having? Yeah. Okay, so it's not like a new version, but
I'll get more
weaker
good stuff
because of the upgrade. Hey, the Revolution Festival is finally here, the day when all the capital's best sketches have their guard down. There's no way I'm going to miss this opportunity to find myself a loaded husband. I dolled up as best as my budget allowed. Watch out, cause today I'm on the hunt. And my prey is a good, stable husband with deep pockets.
Our stores have a wide variety of fine goods for sale.
It's a relief to see the emergency state lifted. Though things are calming down, we must keep ever present the lives we lost. They won't be back. Who would have guessed that some of Eurasian's leading companies would have held ties to the Mafia? Quite the surprise coming from ETWS and Quincy. We do business with some high-end clothing supplies in Eurasian. I worried for a moment that there might be a rest amongst them as well. Fortunately, none of our partners, our clients, have shown to have ties to the Mafia. It was a big relief to hear.
Welcome. Thank you for coming.
Definitely. Guess there's still the older pieces of clothing.
Thank you for visiting
Well-
the Weston department store.
The rooftop. Still think this is a brilliant idea. Lots of things to use for opportunities. Oh, this is a good angle. Pan the camera to get a good shot of the central station. And if I add a voiceover to it, it'll feel like the start of a real movie. Unless left is to put it all together. This is gonna be hard. Maybe Ren would know what to do? They trying to make a movie? Well, damn. Good for them. Shinon's been really enthused ever since he bought that camera. She's determined to get her own slot for the school festival. It's mind-blown that I finally got to use all my favorite film techniques. The second-hand this might have been, but this camera was my best purchase ever. Next step, I gotta figure out editing. Oh, that's gonna be very, very big learning spike, I'm sure. Oh, customers have finally started coming to the rooftop terrace now that things are finally quieting down. Our numbers are on the up and up. And I'm sure even more people come up when the Revolution Festival runs around. Hey, especially if you do like some musical number or something up here. Or dancers. Oh, well, look who it is. I haven't seen you all since we were in Tharbad. Hey, we weren't expecting to run into you here either, Director. How come you're with Lieutenant Kayla? Well, government asked yours truly to help with the ceremony production. Makes sense. You did do a good job with the film festival planning. Catastrophes notwithstanding. Hey, don't act like you didn't help at all there. Well, I could do it without a do-over from the last festival. Please, don't jinx it. Hey, I wouldn't worry so much. You're more than aware of the fact that we're finally rid of A. The odds of anything major happening are low at best. Hey, one of the reasons why we accidentally killed most of their members, just to make sure they didn't have a resurgence. It's not improbable that there are remnants still out there, so security is still less tight, as a precaution, of course. You here to discuss unit placement then? Oh, that's right. The meetings with us is more than anything. Oh, Supervisor Gizzard, and Essie too. I heard you helped with the festival, but I didn't realize you'd be coming all the way here. I think it's Gizzard, not Gizzard. Oh well, yes, it's been a while. We're helping set up the equipment for the ceremony. Oh yeah, you're all showing off some new stuff, right? Must be pretty busy then. Oh, drowning in work, more like it. This isn't even my specialty, but I'm here, slaving away. Though your sympathy does soothe the pain, Van. You don't mind if I call you Van, right? Hey, of course not. Good. You can call me Essie, just like Quattro does, if you want. That I'm gonna pass on. She gets real casual real quick. Hey, maybe she's got an eye on Van and trying to show him. Hey, if you want, you can have a shot. Well, that's just how Essie is. He's really friendly to everyone. Is that smart ass professor gonna be at the unveiling? He'll be at the ceremony, but not much else. He's got his hands more than full with other projects right now. Professor Hamilton will be there too. Really? The four of us might finally be able to get together. It's been such a long time. Oh, I certainly do hope so. Ah, that's Murray, Kayla. Mind hearing me out here? Oh? What about? Ah, you two are bursting at the seams with sex appeal. There's this pizzazz to you. It's everything I could have hoped for and more. What do you say we chase new heights of sexiness together? I am far too busy to even consider the proposition. That's not a field I have much interest in, I'm afraid. What? Well, same as always. Hey, he tries, you never know. Well, this is no ordinary show. It's a special occasion, so we should dial up the sex appeal. Oh, I know. What if Judith and Nina both burst in wearing something real sexy? I need to get in touch with them ASAP. Almost guaranteed that's also gonna be a no. Well, Cody's a famous movie director, right? We don't have any movement theaters in the Institute, so I haven't seen many films. But I should have the time during the Revolution Festival. Maybe watching one will teach me a thing or two.
So...
Well, the Revolution Festival is going to consist of 2 official events, the ceremony and the memorial mass at the cathedral. We plan on tightening security measures everywhere, regardless of the current state of matters with Armada. Were they able to steal? The Revolution Festival wouldn't have been the perfect time to strike. To be honest, I do feel somewhat relieved. Well, Director Coty asked me to take care of the ceremony and the production equipment of Trion Tower. It's still 3 days away, but that won't stop him from talking my ear off about all the details. Well, can't blame the man too much though. Nothing wrong with being a perfectionist. So I'll do my best to live up to his expectations. Alright, that should be most of everybody? I still have to clear all the equipment. I haven't made a time to do all that. Oh, that's one there.
Limited edition Revolution Festival merchandise is on
Phew,
sale
thanks to
throughout the
God that my husband is fine. I relieved to hear that he'll be making it home the night of the Revolution Festival. I would have preferred that he came here before then, but he's been busy with his work trip. Oh well, the evening paints itself as the perfect time to have a fancy dinner.
Right.
That's been really hopeful, so snack a guy during the Revolution Festival. Of course, I can see you meeting the one at the festival, that's where I met my hubby. But when your mind is clouded so badly by this prospect, you'll end up missing out on the best thing in life.
visiting the Weston department
Well.
store.
Yeah, maybe somebody that you'd actually care for. Maybe not loaded, but still a very important person. Alright, that's done. We've done the rounds. Now we just have to finish up with all the quests. So let's go to the person to talk about our 4 SPG. And start setting that one off. I think it's about the legacy of Dingo. Well, yeah, you really did come. Not that I didn't trust Dingo at all. Wait, the name's Van ARKRIDE. It takes you... It's your Melt Editor-in-Chief? Yep, that's me. Me and Dingo go back about 7 years. He told me a lot about you. Sounds like you were real busy over narration too. No clue what you're on about. I thought there would be no report about us being involved in it. Well, there won't. The authorities are keeping it secret. Dude's probably just saying that to get under our skin. Well, whatever. He's not getting an article, so I'm not interested. I called you here for one of those 4 SPGs of yours. And nothing more, nothing less. The gist of it is that I want you to help me look for Dingo's notebook. Oh? What's this about? You suppose he had a notebook containing information he'd gathered as a reporter? Or more like as an information dealer? Ah, both actually. I first heard about it a few weeks ago, just before he headed off to Krail. I could tell he was chasing a dangerous scoop of some kind. So I jokingly asked if he had a will ready yet. Oh. Well, and look at us now. It didn't really occur to me, not even for a second, that this would happen to him just 4 days later. He laughed at it at the time and said one thing to me. The closest thing I have to a will is my notebook. I've left it with a trusted source, so if anything happens to me, send out a 4 SPG about it. Wait a second. So this is a third memento of his, on top of that video and camera. We don't have that notebook ourselves though. Sorry if that's what you were hoping for. Oh, I never thought you did, but I suspect you're the only one who can track it down. Dingo seemed to trust you more than anyone, so I suspect that's the way he wanted it to play out. Well, the authorities have got everything that happened in Krail down on lock, and Almata are dead and gone. So I can't imagine I'd have anything worth writing an article about in it to begin with, which means it's not worth my while hunting it down. But I can't just go and ignore his words about it. So, here we are. I'll put up the money for you to find this thing, my last gift to him. So, what's it gonna be, Spriggan? You gonna find Dingo's notebook or not? Why would we ever say no, really? We'll take a job. You got anything else you want to share? Maybe said something more about the trusted source of his, for example? Yeah, I remember telling him that was nowhere near enough info to find the thing myself. Only hint he gave me was that it's with people who know about as much about my past as you do. Way to pique my interest. I wonder what Dingo's past was like. Hey, well, I've only had bits of it myself. How much do you know? Well, even less than you do, I suspect. I know he used to live in Messeldam before ending up in the capital 7 years ago. That's about it. Wait, didn't Dantes act like he knew him?
It's been some time since we last met, Dingo Brad. Though we did cross paths in Tharbad, albeit briefly. If we exclude that little encounter, I haven't seen you since your days as a mere informant in Messeldam.
Yeah, and you were still Enrique's second in command back then.
Well, he said something along those lines when they were talking in that video too. Alright, we'll see what we can dig up with that info then. Well, good luck. Anyway, my break's over. I've got to get back to work on finding scoops for the festival. I'll give you my number. Just give me a call if you do find it. I'll wire you the money if you do. It can be my way of honoring Dingo's death. Got it. We'll take it from here. So, what's the plan here? We don't exactly have a load of info to go off, on-off. Well, only clue we have is that someone that knows much about Dingo as that guy does. Well, that rules out Jack and Bermotti and Van, of course, obviously. Oh, and Ren too. Yeah, an information dealer probably out of the question here. And so's anyone with as many connections as Ren has. Jack, Bermotti and I tried not to pry into his past either, mind you. But something must have happened between Dingo and Dantes while he was in Messeldam. He left the city after whatever that was, ending up in the capital and becoming a reporter right after. Don't know any details, but imagine we'll get out of this knowing a whole lot more than we came in with. We're gonna be unearthing what he tried to bury this whole time. All the burdens he carried by himself. Van. Hey, you don't look like you're about to back down though. No way. A job's a job, and I'm nothing if I can't see this kind of shit through. But anyway, I can think of at least one person who'd fit the bill for this job. That won't be a pain in the ass to meet up with. Oh? It's not an information dealer, but mind you, but she was close to Dingo. Marielle. I can't be the only one who has immediately thought of her. Oh. I suspect you see who you mean now. A rookie reporter who's still unwise of the ways of the underworld. Are we going to meet her then? Yeah, let's head on over to the Tyrell Times. Don't think a meeting with her will be all that hard to get as long as she's not out of the office. Right. Oh, damn it, the boss is up and left us with the bill. Gotta be pretty sly if you're gonna be running the biggest gossip rag in the country. Well, it's the least we can do for him since he brought this to our attention. Did we actually lose money because of that? I don't mind it. Definitely not, because it's for the mission about Dingo. Alright, let's head out, shall we? And we'll be at the Tyrell Times. We did talk to her there.
Well, I heard.
Oh, hey guys. Good to see you again. Need something with the paper? Not this time. We came here to talk to you, Maria. Well, I'll give it to you straight. We're working on a 4 SPG involving Dingo and need your help. What? You are? What sort of request is it? Please tell me. To put it simply, you talked to Melt's editor-in-chief, Mr. Cunning. Dingo told me about him before, but I've never had a chance to meet him in person. He said he wants you to find Dingo's notebook. Well, that's right. Do you remember Dingo ever talking to you about that thing by any chance? It doesn't have to be anything direct or explicit. Anything you would happen to remember him saying will help. Actually, we didn't just talk about it before. I seen that notebook with my own eyes. Say what? How did that happen? Well, as I'm sure you all noticed, when he was alive, I tended to barge in on him while I was trying to work and stuff. One day while we were having lunch, I was asking for advice on how to interview people, and he was writing stuff in this black leather notebook. I asked him what it was since I was curious. He told me it's where he jots his info down, both for his reporting work and info broker stuff. Well, that certainly sounds like what we're looking for. Well, at least we know it's real. Well, I got a little whiny and tried to get him to show me his notes, but of course he refused. When I got so huffy about it, he kinda laughed and patted me on the head. I still remember exactly what he said. Who knows, maybe you'll get a peek at it one of these days. Although, if I play my cards right, you shouldn't even have to. Oh wow. Well, he must have already been preparing for what might happen to him in that case. If that's the way he was talking, then we can probably rule out him taking the notebook with him to Krail. The CID also apparently swept through his place and couldn't find any real material of note that he left there either. He had to have given it to someone else to hang on to, or stashed it somewhere for safekeeping. Which brings me to my next question. Can you think of anyone he would have left that notebook with, or anyone who might know where it would be? Again, it's okay if you don't know anything definitive. Any leads that you might have would be great. And just to be clear, I don't mean other brokers like Ramadi. I'm talking about other sorts of acquaintances he had. Right, of course. Let me think. Based on what Mr. Cunning told you... Wait, could he have... You think of something? Maybe. I could be completely wrong, but I can't rule it out either. Basically, when Dingo was alive, he would sometimes cover the adult industry for Melt magazine. He did? Well, that's interesting. I guess that comes with being a tabloid reporter. Hey, what's the adult industry? Doesn't every industry have adults in it? Hey, it's code for grown-up stuff. Certainly more grown-up than his wannabe protege here, that's for sure. Anyway, one time I confronted him about it. Do you really have to cover such sexual stuff in your articles? Hey, if the readers demand it, it's our job as reporters to give them what they want. Plain and simple. Plus, it's a way to get information that can help shut down some of the nastier illegal places run by the Mafia. Oh, okay. I guess that makes sense. Say, out of curiosity, do you ever visit those sorts of places yourself? Huh? Well, only when I need to for work. Lately, I've been too busy to go to any place like that myself, so I've had to lean on one of my old contacts a lot to get what I need. Not exactly ideal when my job is supposed to be to report on things I see myself, but it's what it is. Fair enough, I guess. You sure won't hear me complaining about you. Complaining about what? Oh, no, nothing at all. Anyway, who's this contact you mentioned? Her? Oh, she's a woman who operates underground, runs a handful of outlets. Pretty talented, all things considered. She? Your contact is a woman? Yeah, so why does that matter? You've got to introduce me to her. It'll help me write better news articles. Yeah. Unfortunately, Dingo said it was too soon for me to be going to a place like that, and that was that. Looking back on it, there's only one part of town he could have meant when he said C-word underground, huh? Yep, think that one goes without saying. Not only that, I think I just might know the woman he's talking about. Never would have guessed those two had any history, but that goes to show it's a small world we live in. I certainly remember there being a business that fit the bill when we were down there. Does that mean we're going to the Blacklight District? Yeah, who knows if we'll turn up anything down there, but it's worth a shot.
Hey, you guys, I want to go with you. Could I, please?
I don't know. Yeah, it gets kind of dangerous in the Blacklight district. Oh, I already know how dangerous it can be, believe me. But we're talking about Dingo's notes here. What's inside them matters to me too, you know?
Who knows? Maybe you'll get a peek at them one of these days. Although if I play my cards right, you should never have to.
She does have a point. What do you think, Van? Alright, you can come. You did give us some valuable info, so it's only fair. But you gotta promise 2 things. 1, you'll stay behind us down there. No running ahead. And 2, you'll carry your own weight and help us out too. Deal? Deal. Thanks, Van. I promise you won't regret this. Marielle has temporarily joined the group. And we got a Dingo topic. Alright, let's go to the Blacklight district, shall we?
Then let's head over.
It's gonna be the doctor at the arena? Because that's where my mind went first. Well, it's definitely at the arena of sorts. Ah, someone in the background? Interesting.
Guess I'll check out the arena.
Whichever way will get us there the quickest.
I like it.
Wanna get a drink together?
Can we talk?
Oh, it's you. You know, I thought I knew you well, but I had no idea you and Dingo went so far back. Level with me here. You were the one helping him investigate Armada's illegal adult business, weren't you? Well, it would be the perfect place to do so, I imagine. In the Blacklight district, and where you can get an escorts and all that. Yeah, that's right. We must have worked together, for a decade, I want to say. We both had to keep it on the down low in order to operate freely, though. You and I know each other since we were both up in Messeldam. That long, huh? Guess that makes sense. If you don't mind me asking, how did the two of you, meet? Oh, it wasn't anything special. He was a newly minted intel broker and I was your common whore, making ends meet out on the streets. We had a nice little thing going. He buy information I coaxed from my client and I do him some favors in kind. He scratched my back, I scratched his. This is all news to me. Can we assume that Dingo hadn't started doing any reporting work back then? More or less. I will say, for an errand boy working underground, he had a certain naivete to him back then. Maybe because he was still so young. I had an acquaintance who worked out a local paper. I remember he was pretty intrigued about that side of things. I also mentioned it was 8 years ago when I made the move to Edith and set up shop down here. But before I left, he gave me some top secret information as a parting gift. His intel and his connections have been a huge help to me. Leave it to the lady killer to smooth his way into the underground. He really liked helping a lot of people while he was alive, didn't he? Well, later, after everything went down in Messeldam, that's when he ended up drifting in it down. Personally, I was happy to see him make a clean break and get into a better line of work, with better people. You never know what life is in store for you. Maybe the goddess took a liking to him and threw him a bone. Maybe so, yeah. Sorry to interject, but what happened to him in Messeldam? I didn't know anything about that. Well, I wish I could tell you, honey, but it's not really my place to say. That all happened after I left, so I only heard things through the grapevine. But I won't leave you empty-handed. If you're looking for his notebook, I've got some information I'd be happy to share. Really? You do that? Oh, thank you so much. Hey, just to clarify, we're looking for this letter back notebook he used to carry around. You've seen it before, I take it. Oh, sure I have. He's been looking for a place to stash it away. I offered to hold it to it myself, but he turned me down. Can't blame him for being so cautious when he was going up against Armada. But I did hear him mutter about asking someone for help on his way out of town for a piece. That was 3 days before everything went down in Krail, for reference. Holy cow, what timing. On his way out of town, huh? Well, that's rather specific. That's a valuable clue there. Actually, now that she mentioned it, how did Dingo get to Krail? Do you have any ideas, man? Well, he had this tiny ass car, but he never drove it all that much. He was always paranoid of people following him. Usually he took a train or a bus when he tried to go out of the sticks. Probably flew a bit from time to time too. But I don't know what he did here. Same. We're talking about a guy who knew all their tricks by that point. He might as well have been moving randomly. He sure as hell wouldn't take something as obvious as public transit. Not when Almata had eyes everywhere. Exactly. I think we can rule out his own car too. That would have been carried his own risks. Thinking realistically, he probably would have hitchhiked on a truck, taken a taxi, ridden an orbital bike. Well, in all honesty, I have no idea. All of these could technically be a thing. Well, if you don't want to be tracked, I guess renting a car or taking a taxi would be out of the question, because those would leave his own traces, and with Almata's reach, he could have known the taxi driver. So hitchhiked in a truck or ridden an orbital bike does seem likely at that point. Maybe Hermes helped him with that. But then it would be help. Ridden a bike would definitely help. Okay, so it's gonna be between hitchhiked and ridden an orbital bike. So we'll try the bike first, because I can see Hermes being a part of it, willing to help. But we'll see. An orbital bike's pretty handy for a reporter like him. Maneuverable too. But you stick out like a sore thumb where you're on it with how rare they are. That's not how he did things. Okay, then go back to my other one, hitchhiked on a truck. You know, ridiculous as it sounds, he probably could have gotten all the way out there on the countryside on the back of a truck. But if Almata found him, they very well could have snuffed out the driver in the crossfire. I just don't see Dingo taking that kind of risk. He was a lot more methodical than that. Then it's only let us rent a car, because taking a taxi would also put an innocent potentially at risk by Van's own reasoning. He doesn't track. He could have assumed the mother didn't have eyes on the rental companies and their records. Plus, even if he had rented one, the cost probably would have known by now, since it would have gone unreturned. I think one can scratch that off the list. Really? It's gonna be the last one. Yeah, that's gonna make me look really bad in assuming that. Because my reasoning is the exact same one Van gives for renting a car. If they have eyes on those kind of companies, they would also have that with the taxi company, right? The whole reason why I scratched those two off the list in my head. Because if they can follow rental companies, they can follow the taxi services as well. And when he said that he wouldn't want to hitchhike with a truck because he didn't want to put other people at risk, you have a taxi driver that you would then put on risk. There's probably something in the past or whatever we mentioned that would lead us to believe he would have taken a taxi. I wonder what Van's gonna say about it. I think chances are pretty good our guy took a taxi. Sure as hell ain't cheap, but it was giving him the lowest profile and the most flexibility. They blend right in on the road. Oh, good idea. You might be onto something, Van. Taxis are pretty commonplace, especially with people heading out of town. There's no way Almata could have been monitoring every single taxi running in Edith. If that's what he did, he likely opted to ride with a self-employed driver, rather than someone working for a company. Which would make the taxi exactly the same as hitching a ride in a truck. Again, going back to the fact that he might not want somebody to be innocent in a crossfire. Just saying. And a random truck on the road would be less conspicuous than a taxi driver. But like I said, that's me. Just trying to talk straight the mistake I made here. That does make sense. That would have allowed him to move much more erratically, thereby throwing on Mata off his trail. Well, sound like you guys have our next lead. I have no idea who the driver could be. Unfortunately, maybe it was one of his friends. My guess, he had a driver hired on a regular. Someone he could trust. That rings any bells for you, sweetheart? You know something? It really actually does. I remember Dingo would sometimes hail a taxi together to a reporting site. He mostly took one that had his black and yellow checkered pattern around the bottom. And the driver was an eccentric guy too, from what I recall. Oh wow, that's really good info. Yeah, it's the guy on the station street, isn't it? Glad you were able to remember that. You said it. We'll have to look into that once we're done here. Anyway, thanks for the chat, mistress. I'll pay you back sometime. Yes, thank you so much. You have no idea how grateful I am. Oh, don't mention it. I owe Dingo that much. That said, you can always repay me by coming here to play, you know? Don't forget that. But yeah, Dingo would tell me stories about you too sometimes. The punk-ass spriggan and the newbie reporter he had befriended. I do hope you're able to track down his notebook. If there's anyone out there he'd want to inherit it, I have to imagine it will be you two. Thank you. We'll do our best. We're sure as hell gonna try. It would be a waste just to let it go after doing all the work for it. A taxi with a black and yellow checkered pattern. I know exactly which one it is. I had no idea Dingo was a regular in it. I see that car out by Central Station a lot. The driver probably out for lunch right now though. Let's check the food stalls first. See if we get lucky. He probably entrusted Nobu to someone he was close with. Going off your description, a taxi driver would probably fit the bill. I can see him being friends with one. Good luck. I hope you find a notebook for his sake. I'm sure that if you wanted anyone to have it, it would be you guys.
Well,
Alright.
What are we waiting for?
Why the Sidon district? Only because of the food stand they have there?
that's fair.
Can't randomly cross the street over there? Fine. Uh-huh. Oh, that's the car. It has a checkered pattern. That's gotta be it. That's a taxi. The driver's gotta be close. Let's sniff him out. Well, if we were here to check out the food stalls, then he's probably the guy that was sitting there. Which was an addition when we just passed here. Phew, I love this place. Can't have release and sober without the wasabi. How about it, brother? Care to take a seat and throw one back with your boy? Sorry, gonna have to take a rain check on that. Got some stuff to do today.
Alrighty. Let me ask you something.
Ah, well, if it isn't a big boy with a cute girl hugging his arm. Never thought you'd ask me about that name and notebook. Wonders never cease, huh? Ah, hey, looks like we found our guy. So, word is, you were scratching Dingo's back every now and then. Yep, may not look like it, but I used to run all over the Republic, taking odd jobs on the down low. I was on this smuggling run once and BAM! Bumped right into him. That's how we meet. That must have been, 10 years ago? Dingo would have been around 20, I think. Alright, so do you know how he got tangled up with Almata back then too? Oh, my boy, do I ever. That was what led him to ask me to help out the city that day. I snuck him out just like that. He hopped on a bus for Krill, and that was the last I saw of him. In retrospect, I should have done it. I shouldn't have let his dumbass do it. It wasn't your fault, Giordano. Hey, don't beat yourself up over it. You weren't the one who killed him. It was Almata. Not even. Dante's owned that the shitheel. You're right, yeah. I heard he got what was coming for him at the old capital. I bet Dingo's laughing up there. I'm happy karma came around for that bastard. I hope it makes him feel better. He really regretted being the guy's broker in the past. Dante's really wasn't the same guy once he took over. So that's his background, huh? Hey, not trying to justify him, but Dante's used to have a good rap on the streets. He had a code, and he stuck to it. And that let people trust him. No wonder he ended up so popular with how much everybody hated the head honcho before him. He got the Dingo hook, line and sinker. Dingo was his informant, fed him the info he needed to bring the old guy down. And now, instead, we have this monster he built. A monster? Ah, a fitting title for him. Hey, I'm not privy to what happened beyond that, so I don't want to speculate. So, you're looking for Dingo's old notebook and you think I've got it? Bingo. Please, may I please have it? Well, I'd love to give it to you, but I'm afraid I can't. Why not? Is there something he wanted done first? What? Pre-boy says it was your eyes only? Well, he told me to keep an eye out for this spriggan guy and newbie reporter. If anything happened to him, he wanted me to give this here key to whichever of you two I bump into first. Obtain a coin locker key. Oh. So, what's this key for? Well, looks like a key for a station coin locker. Like you'd see around the subway. Spot on. He said he stashed it in the easiest locker he could find. I'm not sure what he meant by that though. I have no idea which station is at. Got it. The easiest locker he could find. Where would that be? Well, that about gives it away. Oh, could it be the one by Van's office? Probably. Let's head on back and take a look. Thanks a bunch, Jordana. Maybe I'll make it up to you with a joyride one of these days. When I feel like it. You just call me anytime you're plastered and I'll be your DD. Designated driver. I'm sure that's what he meant.
Gonna eat something?
Not at the moment. Alright, back to Old Town. And to the subway entrance.
Let's do this.
What do I do?
Alright, any lockers in the vicinity? Maybe just we need to go down? Well, that key we got from the driver probably goes to one of the coin lockers here. What do you say? Should we check what's inside? No, just check the locker. I'm curious, I want to know what's in there now too. Absolutely, I'm ready. Alright, let's head in. Marielle and the others found the coin lockers tucked away in the corner of the subway station. They located the one that corresponded with the key they held, finding a black leather notebook inside. The group then proceeded to move to a quiet location in order to inspect the contents of the notebook. This is something, alright. I didn't get to talk to Dingo much, but I know for a fact he was an outstanding man. Indeed, not just anyone could pursue Almata to the degree he did without backup. Well, it was probably his way of making amends for the role he played in Dante's rise to power. These notes mentioned how the previous boss' family was murdered too. Even they didn't get spared. That's horrible. Such a heavy burden for him to carry. But that wasn't his fault. He couldn't have known that would happen. I can't imagine he felt like he could be a public eye anymore after that. And that's why he took me under his wing. A good-for-nothing rookie. It appears he compiled quite a few notes about the ringleaders we took down in oration as well. Yeah, let's take a look. Viola, 26, originally from a minor noble family in the Quadas region in the Central East. The family fell into bankruptcy after Quadas' annexation by Valis. Viola herself being sold off to a wealthy merchant so they could make ends meet. She soon fell into the hands of a criminal organization that was targeting the merchant. Through initially nothing more than a plaything and object of pleasure, she eventually managed to oust the boss and wrestle control into her own hands. Her brutal leadership reputation preceded her. When 2 years later the group tried to expand their influence into Calvard, they caught the attention of Almata. Conflict with them was brief, as they were quickly obliterated by Dantes, to whom Viola swore loyalty afterwards. As a consequence of her turbulent past, she incredibly depends on Dante's, which might be the reason she harbors a fierce rivalry with a fellow Melchior, their positioned equivalent within the organization. Though, the body of her needle gun was produced by Zect Arms, the full piece is not part of their official lineup. Further research regarding the origin of her weapon is needed. Could Zect Arm be in league with Almata? On the down low for procuring weapons and stuff like that. Maybe. Alexander, 35, born in the former Principality of North Embria in northwestern Zemuria. He was 5 years old when the Salt Pale appeared, sowing chaos in his homeland. Him and his father, then protectors of the ruling family, fled alongside Prince Balmund when he fled the country. Spent most of his childhood and adolescent years in the free city of Teslin. Trained by his father in the traditional military arts of their homeland, he served the former ruling family until the age of 25, though his life was soon thrown into chaos. His father and he were both ordered to retake North Embria following the death of the Northern Jaeger figurehead, the current ruler since Prince Balmund's escape. After their assault on the North Embria's capital, Haliask, they managed to seize and control the city for a time, acting as its effective government before being overthrown by the Northern Jaegers. This ensued in a massacre of the remaining civilians in Haliask, mandated by the crazed former Prince Balmund. Standing in opposition with one another, Alexander and his father dueled to the death. Alexander emerging victorious before withdrawing from the battlefield. Though his current whereabouts are unknown, it is believed that Prince Balmund was 50 and secretly executed by the Northern Jaegers following his capture. Wandering from one court to another, Alexander was eventually scouted out by Dantes himself and brought into leadership position within Almata. Though outwardly austere and restrained, he merciless in combat, sparing none who dared to cross him. His ultimate goal being the search for his final resting place, he was rejected any attempt at persuading him to leave Almata. Despite the mechanized gun that he wields not being part of their official lineup, it does appear that they were developed by Zect Arms, giving more credence that Zect Arms was an arms dealer for Almata. How official? That's to be said, especially considering it's like specifically made for them. Olympia, 19. Little is known about her, although she allegedly hailed from a remote village hidden in eastern Zemuria. Rumors say the entire village was comprised of heretical puppeteers who worshipped a doll made in the image of an angel. Though to be an artifact of some sort, the doll was looked after by a medium. The village's gruesome customs mandated that those close to the medium were to be offered as sacrifices. These sacrifices spared no one, not friends nor family, though soon tragedy befell the village, leaving Olympia and the doll alone to wander the continent after the demise of all they knew. Multiple records suggest instances of criminal beings slaughtered when encroached on the wandering pair. She was later inducted into the Gardens, the assassin organization, and made overseer of the Garden of Oran. Though it appears to be mostly left to her own devices after being invited by the other overseers, these included Melchior and the Emperor. If I were to guess, the incident that took place in her village led to her and the angel developed a psychologically independent relationship, resulting in her autonomy and emotional expression diminishing. In light of the crisis that made the Gardens join forces, she may have a chance to reclaim that lost capacity, albeit an incredible slim one. Ariok, over 150? In contrast to the known confirmed leaders of Almata and Gardens overseers, eyewitness reports of him are few. What we do know of him, the Gardens of Rust overseer, is that he was a very dangerous man, clad in heavy armor. Much of the information about him stretches belief, including how he was supposedly born in a different time period, over 150 years ago. If he was, he'd said to proceed from the mythical Holy Ishkan Empire, an enormous nation believed to have laid just across the Tianshan and Iskal mountains to Calvard's east. This empire is presumed to have vanished following calamity 130 years ago, and in its heyday, 9 groups served to protect the royal imperial line. Eastern sources indicate that he was a warrior who represented the Rahu, a tribe of white descendants hailing from the west. I am inclined to believe it's all bullshit, but in an age where immortals like the Nance Maiden can exist in Erebonia, I cannot rule out the possibility of there being some truth to it either. Whether it's true or not, evidence might suggest that his armor and his strangely shaped battle axe might be artifacts. Considering it joined the Gardens and the stories claiming of his immortality, this might be highly likely. And on top of that, he's a premium suspect regarding the Ischen Shield's annihilation in the outskirts of Krail, though I can still state that for a fact. More information is needed. Alright. Melchior, 21. One of Almada's 3 pillars and quite possibly the most evil and sinister member. He doubles down as the Garden's ringleader and the overseer of the Garden of Thorns. Melchior's skill don't fall behind any of his artifact-wielding peers, being highly skilled in the use of the Orbital Net and being capable of infinitely spawning and freely controlling explosives. Beyond that, he also acts as Almada's main strategist, and Dante's right-hand man and confidant, and possibly his lover. Though his past is shrouded in mystery, his origins might trace back to the same organization the Oathbreaker, one of Ouroboros' Anguis, also comes from. The Order of the Moonlight Horse existed since the Middle Ages, where the Oathbreaker sat among its top brass for the longest time, before losing to Ouroboros and switching side. He is an entirely different matter and a major threat all on his own. Wrapping this back around, Melchior might have been a direct subordinate of the Oathbreaker before going on to take in scattered remnants of that infamous cult. If that's true, that would make him something of a prince of the underworld. For someone as powerful as him to idolize Dante so much is nothing short of ominous and concerning, to say the least. Another thing that concerns me is him staying in Krail's vicinity following the Ischen Shields turning into ghouls. Krail's not just some sleepy village with a beautiful vistas, more than a touristic spot. It lies stuck between several forces working from the shadows. It also happens to be one of the few places in northern Calvard with a sizable eastern and central eastern population. Knowing the source of Almada's financing, actually, I'd rather not speculate any further. And then the main man himself, Dantes. Gerard Dantes, 34. If I let my feelings take away, Dantes could fill every single page in this notebook. There's not a night where I'm not overcome with regret, but this notebook is not meant for my personal thoughts. Most things I've come to learn about him in his life are at least a little eyebrow raising. Him being a member of the DG cult before joining Almada, being related to Calvard's old royal family, perhaps even a direct descendant. The tales of his sword are equally as hard to believe. A gigantic blade of black and silver, though to be an artifact hidden by the royal family. This demon blade was the instrument with which he slew Enrique Almada's previous head. Hard as these tales are to believe, their true purpose is to strike fear into the hearts of those who hear them, to make Dantes nothing short of a living manifestation of shadow and agony. Deep as the abyss and equally as luring, his unquenchable thirst for fear is what draws many to him. Seductive and enchanting, it has earned him many loyal followers. But where does such infathomable hunger come from? A new hypothesis surfaced recently which might finally explain things. Its source, however, is a little unusual, and I'm not particularly keen to take it at face value. But that's neither here nor there. The more pressing matter is his goal in Basel, and that him and the others might have been after something else. His true goal, I imagine, fear, the want and need to bring about true dread and terror to the masses. He was unable to achieve it with the help of a genius, but that will not put a stop to him. He'll stop at nothing to achieve his mission. Looking into this matter should take top priority. Regardless, he sure managed to pull a fast one on me in Tharbad. I was distracted by that call, but that's no excuse. I should have seen through him much sooner than I did. But try as he might to stay one step ahead, I'll forever be hot on his heels.
At this point, I've worked out how I'm going to get everything recorded. as well as how to leave these notes behind. Now comes the real showdown with him. It's gonna be the biggest gamble I make as both a reporter and an information dealer. If, by some sheer miracle, I make it back in one piece, I'll absolutely be following up on those theories I've written about. I can already imagine the hell I'm in for with that dope of a spriggan and that cub reporter. I really do worry about her. But you know what? At the end of the day, that's just part of the fun.
Close notes. A little bit about Van and Marielle.
Dingo. Dingo.
Was that one sentence all he had? Well, one thing is clear. He did care a lot about Marielle and Van. Definitely.
You dumbass. Who's the real dope between us, huh?
This dude was totally nuts. How the hell did he find it in him to go that far? I can only imagine his love and care for others spurring him on to gather this much information. He was both as clever and a kind man. Hey, and he wasn't trying to make amends or settle a score. I don't doubt he genuinely worried for everyone's future. It goes without saying, but it's a true shame. He was taken from us far, far too young. I'm glad you two were able to find his notes. Likewise, it must have been the will of the goddess. Once Marielle collected herself, the party drove her back to Tyrell Times. After reporting their success to the editor-in-chief, Cunning, they got back to work. As for Dingo's notes, once the contents were copied, it was decided that Marielle would hold on to the originals for safekeeping.
Mission accomplished. Great job, you guys.
Dingo's legacy completed.
Mira deposit confirmed.
Yeah, no extra points. I'm relatively sure if I picked a taxi for the first show, I would probably have gotten some, but I stick by myself that I personally could not reason my way towards the taxi. I'm sure a lot of you probably will have. But hey, it is what it is, isn't it? One additional free time point was added for completing all the 4 SPGs. Awesome. You okay, Van? Huh? Oh, yeah, I'm fine. I'm just thinking. Is there something bothering you? Guessing the stories about the gangsters and Almata remnants are on your mind? Yeah. If Bramati, Jack and Kilikar were all talking about them, then it's definitely worth mulling over. Well, we heard something interesting while following up on Dingo's case as well. You're referring to the account of them being sighted in the Tyrell district, correct? Oh yeah, now that you mention it, that is kind of worrying. Maybe we should drop by Tyrell, just in case, you know? Not a bad idea. Can't hurt to check the area out again. We can probably rule out the busier parts of the district. Same for the area near the restaurant that's run by Hayue. An additionally mandatory investigation point has been added in the Tyrell district. Good, because after seeing that and getting the last point, I was almost worried that the story might be forcing us to move on. The connection event would have been fine, but there's still some other things I would want to do. Because the fact that we got a connection point free for the free time means that we could have done them, but what if a few areas would have locked us out of certain stores? Then I couldn't have used them to finish, upgrading our party, because I haven't done anything here. And we know that the additional weapon pieces and stuff like that and the quartz can be updated. That's going to be really handy to have right about now, so I definitely want to be playing around with that. I'm probably going to do that between now and the next episode, and on the next one we'll first do all our connection events, because I do think that once we go to the Tyrell district we will start moving on with the main story, so that's good. So for now, I wish you all a great night, morning, day, wherever you are, and if you're still here, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and be back next time. So until then, bye-bye.